Good morning, dear students. Myself, Yogesh Kanade, lecturer at Dhule Charitable Societies, Institute of Pharmacy, Devpur, Dhule. From today, we are going to discuss one of the most important topic having a weightage of 15 to 20 marks in your annual examination. It is drugs acting on central nervous system. Before that, we all of you have studied in first year. Nervous system consists of two important parts. One is central nervous system and second is peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system subdivided into two main parts. One it is brain and second spinal cord, while peripheral nervous system subdivided into two parts. One systematic system, that is drugs acting on ANS, that is atomic nervous system, and the second part, that is your somatic system. These are the two sub important parts of your peripheral nervous system. From today onwards, we are going to do the study of those drugs which are acting on brain and spinal cord. For example, general anesthetics, drugs used in treatment of insomnia, hyposomnia, anxiety, tension, depression, psychosis, etc. In today's video, we will in short have an introduction about central nervous system. It is a universe containing billions of neurons, and it is highly complex in nature and consists of number of subunits and centers which control vital functions of the body. असं म्हटलं जातं की your CNS, it is a universe consisting of billions of neurons, and a number of functions of our body are controlled and regulated by central nervous system. It consists of two important parts. One is brain and second one spinal cord. Further, brain consists of cortex, cerebellum, thalamus, hypothalamus, basal ganglia, medulla oblongata, etc. The most important function of central nervous system is to enable the organism to perceive the changes in the internal and external environment and to respond them in a suitable manner. CNS चा function काय आहे की आपल्या internal environment means within the body as well as outside the body, whatever changes which are taking place, to recognize, to understand that changes taking place, and according to that to react to the internal or external environment changes. म्हणजेच काय की आपल्या शरीराच्या मध्ये किंवा शरीराच्या बाहेर जे काही चेंजेस होत आहेत, एन्व्हायरमेंटल चेंजेस असतील फॉर एक्झाम्पल, ते रेकॉग्नाइज करते आपलं शरीर, ते अंडरस्टँड करणं, आणि त्याच्याप्रमाणे we are going to respond them in a suitable manner. That is the main function of your central nervous system. Dear students, if you see this video properly, in this slide I have shown you the two important parts of your central nervous system, that is spinal cord and brain, while subparts or subunits of brain are cerebral cortex, frontal lobes, lymphatic system, basal ganglia, thalamus, hypothalamus, cerebellum, reticular activating system, medulla oblongata, etc. Each and every subpart or subunit of CNS carry out and regulate certain functions of human body. That functions we will discuss one by one. First of them, that is your spinal cord. Spinal cord reflects movements, modulation of lower motor neurons, autonomic functions that are carried out by spinal cord. While subparts of your brain like cerebral cortex, it is responsible for higher functions like judgment, intelligence, thought, memory, consciousness, voluntary movements, sensation, speech, vision, hearing, etc. It also acts as a coordinator and exerts inhibitory control over lower centers. This is the function of your cerebral cortex. Functions of frontal lobes, integration of emotional behavior and thinking. The next one, that is limbic system. It is responsible for emotions, sexual behavior, memory, feeding, and controlling a state of consciousness. Fourth one, basal ganglia. It is responsible to have a control over skeletal muscle tone, coordination of body posture. Lesions in the basal ganglia that produce tremors and rigidity in flexion. That is the function of basal ganglia. Function of thalamus. It is a relay center for sensory pathway to cortex. Consciousness, appreciation of pain, temperature, and touch sensations are regulated by thalamus. The next one comes, that is hypothalamus. It is responsible to control your atomic nervous system. Cerebellum, body balance. Reticular activating system or reticular formation. It is responsible for sleep, wakefulness, respiration, vomiting, pain, etc. Medulla oblongata, that is regulation of circulation, respiration, and visceral functions. It is carried out by medulla oblongata. These are the functions of brain and spinal cord. In first year, you have already studied that in brain, one important part is present that is known as blood-brain barrier. This is the most important part known as blood-brain barrier. We all know that every substance which is present in the bloodstream will not get entry into the brain. What is the reason behind it? Because there appeared to be a barrier to the passage of substances from the systemic circulation to the parenchyma of the brain. आपल्याला सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे की ब्लड मध्ये जेवढे सबस्टन्सेस प्रेझेंट आहेत, प्रत्येक सबस्टन्स, whether it may be a drug, whether it may be a food item, etc., all of them cannot get easily entered into the brain due to presence of your blood-brain barriers. And what is the reason behind it? There are three important factors which differs the capillaries of the brain with the other capillaries which are present in other body parts. There are three reasons. The first reason, endothelial cells of brain capillaries are closely joined to each other, that passage of substances does not readily occur through intracellular clefts. ब्रेन मध्ये जे एंडोथिलियल सेल्स आहेत म्हणजे कॅपिलरीज मध्ये जे एंडोथिलियल सेल्स प्रेझेंट आहेत, these cells are very closely joined with each other. Due to that, it prevents the passage of certain substances into the brain through the process of intracellular clefts. If I consider the endothelial cells which are present in other body parts, these endothelial cells are not closely joined as compared to the capillaries which are present into your brain. Brain capillaries has very few spores as compared to the pores present in capillaries of other body parts. Third reason, brain capillaries contained many more mitochondria compared to other capillaries present in different locations of the body. तिसरं रिझन काय की ब्रेन मध्ये ज्या कॅपिलरीज प्रेझेंट आहेत, इन दॅट कॅपिलरीज maximum mitochondria is present as compared to the capillaries which are located in other body parts. What is the function of mitochondria? You have studied in first year. Mitochondria, it is the powerhouse. Why it is called as a powerhouse? Because it supply energy for active transport of water soluble nutrients into the brain like glucose, amino acids, etc. This is your third reason. Due to these three reasons, one is endothelial cells are closely joined with each other. Second reason, brain capillaries have very few pores. And third reason, more mitochondria is present into the brain capillaries. It is said that compounds having a molecular weight of 60,000 and above will not get entered into the brain from blood-brain barrier, while agents that are lipid soluble, unionized at physiological pH, and which bind poorly to plasma proteins will get easily diffused across the blood-brain barrier. असं म्हटलं जातं की असे कंपाउंड्स किंवा सबस्टन्स ज्याचं मॉलिक्युलर वेट 60,000पेक्षा जास्त असेल, these compounds will not get easily entered into your brain through blood-brain barrier, while जे कंपाउंड्स लिपिड सोल्युबल आहेत, अनआयोनाइज्ड फॉर्म मध्ये, which poorly bound or bind plasma proteins, they will easily cross your blood-brain barrier and get entry into the brain. The drugs which are acting on CNS are mainly classified depending upon their action into two types. One, stimulation. Stimulation means the drugs which stimulate or increase the action of parts and subparts of your brain and spinal cord, that is called as stimulation. And then the second action produced by the drug, that is your depression. Depression means it is going to inhibit the actions of your parts and subparts of brain and spinal cord. Stimulation म्हणजे काय? समजा फॉर एक्झाम्पल एक्झामिनेशन पिरियड मध्ये आपल्याला झोप लागायला नको, त्यामुळे आपण काय घेतो, एक तर कॉफी घेतो, दॅट इज कॅफिन. कॅफिन काय करतो, ब्रेनच्या पार्ट्सची ऍक्शन इन्क्रीज करतो. इट इज हॅव्हिंग अ स्टिम्युलेशन ऍक्शन ऑन युअर सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टीम. सेकंड वन, डिप्रेशन. General anesthetics, producing a depression action. Depression means it is going to decrease the activity of your brain and spinal cord. That is known as depression. Now, first one, what is the definition of stimulation? The drug which increases the activity of brain or parts of brain and spinal cord are said to be producing stimulation action. जे ड्रग्स ब्रेन आणि स्पायनल कॉर्ड किंवा ब्रेनच्या सब पार्टची जे ड्रग्स ऍक्शन इन्क्रीज करतील त्याला आपण म्हणतो ड्रग्स प्रोड्युसिंग अ स्टिम्युलेशन ऍक्शन. एक्झाम्पल एनालेप्टिक्स लाईक कॅफिन, निकेतामाइड, कोरामाइन, थिओफाइलिन, etc. It produces a stimulation action. Second one, that is depression. The drugs which decreases the activity of brain or parts of brain and spinal cord are said to be producing depression action. म्हणजे स्टिम्युलेशनचा एकदम अपोजिट. जे ड्रग्स ब्रेन आणि स्पायनल कॉर्डची ऍक्शन किंवा फंक्शन डिक्रीज करतील ते कोणता इफेक्ट प्रोड्यूस करतायत? दे आर प्रोड्युसिंग अ डिप्रेशन इफेक्ट. फॉर एक्झाम्पल जनरल अनेस्थेटिक्स, anticonvulsants, hypnotics and sedatives, antipsychotics like major tranquilizers, minor tranquilizers, etc. These are producing a depression action. Depression are of two types. One, it is known as generalized depression, and second, it is known as specific depression. Generalized depression म्हणजे काय? असे ड्रग जे सीएनएसच्या प्रत्येक पार्ट किंवा सब पार्ट ची ऍक्टिव्हिटी डिक्रीज करतात. मीन्स द ड्रग produce the depression of complete CNS, then it is known as generalized depression. म्हणजे ब्रेनच्या सगळे सब पार्ट्स असतील, स्पायनल कॉर्ड असेल, या प्रत्येकाची ऍक्टिव्हिटी काय केली त्यांनी? दे हॅव डिक्रीज इट, ऍक्टिंग ऑन ऑल द पार्ट्स अँड सब पार्ट्स ऑफ ब्रेन अँड स्पायनल कॉर्ड. Therefore, it is known as generalized depression. Example, general anesthetics like halothane, trichloroethylene, thiopental sodium, hypnotics and sedatives like phenobarbital, methotrexate sodium, diazepam, nitrazepam, etc. All this class of drug produces generalized depression of your central nervous system. Generalized का? कारण की सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टीमच्या ब्रेन असेल, त्याचे सब पार्ट्स असतील, स्पायनल कॉर्ड असेल, प्रत्येक पार्टची ऍक्टिव्हिटी काय करतात ते? द ऍक्टिव्हिटी हॅज बीन डिक्रीज्ड, ऍक्टिंग ऑन ऑल द पार्ट्स ऑफ CNS. Therefore, it is known as generalized depression. Second one, that is specific depression. Now the word itself, specific means it is going to produce the depression effect on a particular part of the brain or spinal cord. म्हणजेच काय की ब्रेनच्या प्रत्येक पार्ट वर इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू प्रोड्यूस अ डिप्रेशन ऍक्शन, only on sub part. For example, it may be produced on hypothalamus, it can be cerebellum, it can be lymphatic system, it can be medulla oblongata, etc. Only acting on a specific part of the brain or spinal cord. Therefore, it is known as specific depression. For example, analgesics, tranquilizers, anticonvulsants like phenytoin, mephentoin, analgesics like morphine, codeine, aspirin, paracetamol, tranquilizers like haloperidol, triperidol, etc. This kind of drugs produces a specific depression. That means in today's video, we have studied about central nervous system, function of every part of your brain and spinal cord, about blood-brain barrier, and the drugs which are acting on CNS. It is classified into two classes depending upon their action. First one, that is stimulation. Second, that is depression. Depression is further classified into generalized depression and specific depression. From next video onwards, we'll see the specific drugs producing a specific action on a central nervous system. Thank you.